Hey guys, welcome to another video of Mama and on rare occasion Gideon Cooks. I'm going to change the name officially to that. Today I'm going to make a Hershey cake. I don't know if that is something that you can copyright on this channel, but it's what we've always called it. It's called Hershey Swiss chocolate cake. And I got this recipe, my sister Tracy started making it years ago and we all fell in love with it. And I found out my niece Erica actually gifted me a cookbook. She was in elementary school at the time, and she gifted me a cookbook, and that recipe was in that. And so I believe that's where Tracy got it, and that's also where I've got the recipe. So it's a delicious cake. We are actually having our Easter dinner this Sunday at church, and they asked for this cake, which isn't a shock because they really like it. They always ask for this cake, so I will show you the ingredients. Just one second. Alright, you guys, I'll give you a quick shot of my recipe. Sorry, it's a little thing, but I'll go over it with you. So this cake calls for 1 box of Swiss chocolate cake mix. I do actually have trouble finding that in my area. I usually have to order it online, and I order it through Walmart. It calls for 1 small box of vanilla instant pudding, 1.5 cups of buttermilk, 3 eggs, a cup of oil, and that is all that you do for the cake. Now the icing calls for an 8-ounce pack of cream cheese, a 1/2 cup of white sugar, a cup of powdered sugar, a 16-ounce Cool Whip, and it calls for 4 almond Hershey bars. I usually just get this giant Hershey bar from Walmart here on the left. I avoid the nuts because at our old church, there was a lady that we had there that was allergic to nuts. And she was always afraid she'd get a hold of it. So I don't put nuts in mine anymore just for that reason. I also bought this cute Easter cross. And I'm going to decorate the cake with that. Let me get a bowl out and we'll get started. Alright, you guys. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to empty our cake mix into a medium bowl. I really wish I had my sidekick with me. He was a big help. Once you get that in there, you're going to want to empty your small box of your vanilla pudding mix. Okay. I have a 1.5 cups of buttermilk here. Get that in there really good. And then I'm going to pour a cup of oil really quick. That'll go in. And my 3 eggs. Okay. And now we just give it a good mix. Alright, you guys. So that's how it looks after I beat it for 2 minutes and 6 seconds. Set that over there to the side. And what we'll do is we will scrape down the sides of the bowl just to make sure it's all well incorporated. I like to beat it for a couple of minutes just because it'll make the cake a little fluffier. Now, you can see that I have 3 round pans here, and I actually forgot to cook and spray them. I did line them with parchment, but I also like to spray them with this Baker's Joy, just to make sure that I don't have any issues with it coming out of the edge. And normally I do this over my sink because I don't want to get grease everywhere. but you just give it a good spray. I really like the Baker's Joy because it has flour. So it's especially for cakes because it has flour in it. But like I said, this would have probably worked good with just the parchment, but I really want those edges. I don't want it to stick to those edges of that pan. Alright, got those two. Sorry, I meant to have this done, but I forgot. It's all good, right? I hope I got it good and coated. Alright. Got it on the tip of my finger. Ah! Jeez. I got Baker's Joy on the tip of my finger. Don't lick that. That's grease. Oil and grease. So now, make sure, I did forget to mention, you need to have your oven preheated to 350. So now, we're going to do our best to divide this cake into these 3 pans. And it's sometimes easier said than done. Alright. I usually just flop a little and then go to the next one. And flop a little. And then go to the next one. Flop a little. Then I'll scrape it down in this bowl. Flop a little more. This one needs, I think it got the least of the flopping. Let me turn my bowl around here. Yeah, that first one's got a lot. Might have to steal from Peter to pay Paul here. Alrighty. I kind of overdid it on the first one. I feel bad about that, but let me see if I can get the rest of this out to make up for it, so I don't have to rob him today. Yep.
Did you give me this chewy TikTok?
Yep.
Alright.
You're welcome. Alright. So now we're just going to spread this out. Hopefully you can see. Just going to spread this out in the pan to make just an even layer the best you can. To where they look like that. I'm going to do the other two and I'll be back. Alright, you guys, I'm going to pop these in the oven. And I'm going to set that for, it says 25 to 30 minutes. So I'm going to do 20. And I'll check it in 20. And if the toothpick comes out clean, it'll be done. I'll be back. Alright, you guys. Now we're going to make the icing. And I went ahead and put my block of cream cheese in here. And I'm just going to get it mixed up. Now that I have the cream cheese mixed up, as you can see, I'm going to add a half a cup of sugar. And actually, my cup in my sugar canister is a 1/4 cup measure, so I'm going to do 2 1/4 cups. So it looks like I'm doing extra, but I'm not. It's just a half cup. And then I'm going to go ahead and give this a mix. Now I have a level cup of powdered sugar. And I'm going to put just a little bit in and turn my speed all the way down on my mixer, because powdered sugar will go everywhere if you don't. So you just want to do it very carefully. Mix it in easy, easy. pretty good, you can turn your speed up just a little bit to make sure you got it really well incorporated. And you see it starts making it smooth. Then you turn your speed back down to 1. Drop a little bit more powdered sugar. And get it mixed in really easy. Otherwise, you get powdered sugar to the face. I hope y'all can see. I can't. Like I said, no Gideon, so no help. Alright, now I'm going to put the rest of it in. And slowly mix that in. As soon as I finish getting it mixed in there, I'll be back. Alright, you guys, now that I have the cream cheese and the sugars mixed very well, I'm going to start adding in my Cool Whip and incorporating it a little bit at a time. So, let me get my spatula. I just washed it. And we're just going to, and the reason you just want to do a little at a time is because you want to make sure you get that cream cheese mixture in there. I don't know why I stopped the recording. I should have left it so y'all could see. You just want to make sure you get the Cool Whip and the cream cheese very well incorporated before you add more Cool Whip. That way you know when you're adding the Cool Whip, it's going to be into the cream cheese too. That way all your cream cheese isn't at the bottom. Alright, so that's mixed up pretty well. And now we're going to add a little bit more Cool Whip. And repeat till all our Cool Whip is mixed in.
I do it every day.
Look who it is, you guys. It's Gideon. He actually showed up. But he only showed up to make himself some rolls. And we just got back from eating Blue Moose. Oh my gosh. Alright.
This is what I'm going to do to our rolls.
Okay, put the rolls up, crazy. So he really, I think we're going to kick him out of the channel. What do y'all think? Bye-bye,
I'm
Gideon.
here for comedy.
Comedy relief? Comedic relief?
Don't look at me.
Oh gosh.
I'm supposed to be here to bless somebody's day.
Oh my gosh. Alright, you guys. So the cakes are out. So I have them sitting over here cooling. They have to come completely cool before we ice them. Now, I finished mixing in all of our Cool Whip and our cream cheese and our sugars. And it's beautiful. So now we get to add in the chocolate. It's the best part. I'll be right back. Alright, you guys. The next step is to chop some chocolate. So I have this Pioneer Woman by Hamilton Beach, I guess, processor. I don't really know what it is. But so I break up my chocolate into little... Gideon, you probably just broke YouTube's ear. Okay, so I take a few pieces of the chocolate and I drop it in there.
Hurry up.
Guys, hush. And I drop the chocolate in here. About that much. If you get too much, your chocolate won't, it won't break up good. So I'll try to zoom y'all in. It helps to pulse it. Alrighty. It looks pretty good. So now I take our icing and I slowly lift this lid and I tap it because, can you see that? Then pour that in. Put it back on there, and you just repeat this process until you get most of your chocolate chopped. I'm going to save just a little tiny piece of chocolate to shave on the top, possibly. Should you sneak a bite of chocolate? You guys, the one child that never abandons her mommy. It's my princess, a Pixie. It's Pixie, yeah. She's my good girl. Yes, she is. Yes, she's a good girl. Oh, bless you. Bless you, sweet baby. What? Well, I think Mama already gave you bye-byes, didn't she? Yeah, I think she did. All right, you guys. So here's what that looks like. And, I will try to fix this. So, there we go. So you can see me mix it together. So you just want to fold your chocolate in. Okay. I think I had a little piece of Cool Whip on this side there. Fold the chocolate in. I will tell you too, this cake makes enough icing for a layered cake. So if you were to make this in a pan, like a sheet pan, a cake pan, excuse me, you will have way too much icing. It will be like, can you see my fingers? It'll be like that thick. I've done it. I've gotten lazy and I've done it twice. But also, you can make cupcakes. And one time I got a little bit of pink icing and dyed these for church and put them in there with a rose tip, and it was very hard. It was the hardest thing I've ever done with this because the chocolate chunks in this icing do not come out of a metal tip well at all. I promise. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is pop this in the fridge until the cake completely cools. And then I'll be back. Alright, you guys, I couldn't find my tiny little grater, so I had to get this big old thing out. I don't even know where I got it, but I'm going to try it on the big side to make, well, I wanted to make like big shavings and not cut my fingers off. But it's not baking big ones, it's just making like pretty ones. So, pretty little bitty ones. So, I'm carefully doing this just to decorate the top of the cake. Alright. So, that's what I'll do with that. I'll show you in a second. Alright, you guys. I shaved it down into these little shavings. Oh. And you can see my little stick. I didn't want to get too close because I about shaved my fingernail off. No, I didn't. But there it is. And as soon as we get ready to put the cake together, I'll be back. Alright, you guys. So our cake layers have cooled. And I've got my first layer on my cake pan here, my cake carrier, that I'm going to take to church. So I'm going to peel this first layer of parchment off. And so I flipped my cake upside down on this. That side tends to be more flat. Now, the icing has been in the refrigerator, so I just got it out, and we're just gonna lob some out here. That actually might be too much of a blob. Let's blob some back till we can see. And then, starting in the middle, just smooth it out. I'm going to try to get it as even as possible so your cake's not lopsided, but that's not always easy. And sometimes it's lopsided. And sometimes your layers aren't exactly even. I have a hard time getting my layers exactly even. But I don't know if you know this about church people. If they're true church people and true Christians, they're very forgiving. And they'll eat anything. Whether it's even or not. And usually, I'll push a little extra over the edge and kind of go around the side. But I didn't do that yet. So once we get the first layer on there, and I do feel like this edge over here needs just a smidge more because it was a little bare. Okay. Once we get that layer, we'll take our next layer, and this is where it gets tricky. I just washed my hands, but I'm going to take my rings off. Pull my sleeves up. Alrighty. I washed my hands, so don't panic. Hands are the best gift that God gave us. Best tool, anyway. Flip that cake out and get it in the center as best you can. Alright. Trying to eyeball it here. And I have a wet paper towel over here because where we sprayed that cake, it is a little bit oily. You know, guys, it's not going to be an even cake. But that's okay. Like I said, they'll eat it. And you repeat this step. Plop some icing. You definitely want to leave the most of your icing for that top layer because it will have to go down around your entire cake. So then, spread it around. As even as you can. Actually, my niece Erica, when she got married, the one that gave me the cookbook from the elementary school, asked me to make these for her wedding reception. And I did. I think I made 3 of these. And I learned how to make it. What is that tree? The really pretty tree with the, they're almost like a gray, but it's got a really distinct bark. I can't think of what tree I'm talking about here, but I learned how to color the icing, and I made it into a tree on the side, like it was cut on the top. I was impressed, but for, you know, especially for somebody that doesn't do this, I am not trained at all. All right, our last layer, and our paper stayed on this one, so I'm just going to peel it off. You just kind of got to spread that hand out and then lay it on there. Eyeball it the best you can. Alright. Got a little icing on my finger here. And a little oil. I'm country. We say oil. We don't say oil. Alright, so now we're going to scrape all the icing on. And I still have to scrape the bowl. So, and we're going to slowly spread it out on top. And it'll start going down the sides. So when you push it over the side, just start spreading it best you can. Over these edges. And what we may end up having to do is, once we kind of get our edges started, we may have to push a little bit more off. Gideon went to take a shower like 40 minutes ago. He's still in the shower. I told him to get out. He is so slow. He just sits in there. I can walk in there and he just has the water running on all the way hot. And I'm like, why aren't you under the shower? And he's like, it's too hot to get under it. And I'm like, well, turn it down and wash and get out. It's so relaxing. And he just sits there. That's why our water bills are so high. Well, I lie. We don't have a water bill. That's why our electric bill is so high from the hot water. So can you all see what I'm doing? I'm not left-handed, but I'm just pulling this icing down. And then I'm spreading it side to side. But like I said, I'm not... See? I can't do it that way. I have to look over here where I'm right-handed. Now it's getting a little bit, I'm running out of icing. But remember, I told you I had some in my, I really wanted that to sit there. John's snoring in the background. I don't know if y'all can hear him. I am going to scrape this bowl. Gideon's singing. If y'all hear that, I apologize. So we're going to get the rest of this icing, and I'm going to plop it on here. And I'm going to try to plop it closer to the edge where I need to cover. No icing left behind. Okay. So. Alright. That's good enough. It smells so good, this icing does. We're just going to spread this out, but we're going to bring the majority of it over here. We can work on our top better once we get our sides good and iced. Ow! My aloe plant's it's a weapon. It poked me in the eye. Behind my glasses. Now, how did I manage that, you guys? This aloe plant's sneaky. Okay. Ooh, it's a lot of icing. So at least try to get it somewhere we need it. Sorry this is going to be such a long video. But I wanted to show y'all how to do it. You know, and it's just very rustic. It's not going to be anything fancy, okay? Whoops, I'm seeing a place I need some icing. Alright. And I don't have a lot right there. Okay, we're stealing. We're stealing. Okay. And we're just going to plop her down here. Alright, you guys. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to go around and smooth it just a little bit, and I'll be right back. Alright, you guys. So I have the icing pretty much as good as I'm going to get it. And the cake is a little lopsided, but that's okay. It really kind of faces. But I thought for Easter I would just put this little chocolate cross on there. And I had almost debated on doing it like that, but I'm not sure it'll stand. So I'm just going to sit it right in the middle. And I'm going to put our shavings just all over the cake. Normally I do the shavings anyway. I may have done a few too many shavings. It's okay. Can you ever have too much chocolate? I mean, really? I could could throw it on the sides like they do that. What is that cake where they but then see you touch the icing. That's an accident. It's like, I think it's like coconut or something they throw on the sides. Am I tripping, y'all? I don't know if I could do it. It's melting on my fingers. Everybody at church is going to be like, that's the messiest cake I ever saw. I'll be like, well, don't eat it. I'll eat it. And then they'll eat it. Yeah, I definitely don't think I'm going to have enough shavings to throw all the way around. They wouldn't melt to my darn hands. It's a mess. Really didn't think that through about putting the cross on there before the shavings. It's okay. It's alright. Oh Lord. Let me rinse my fingers, you guys. It's so much chocolate. Okay. Dawn power wash. Can you stand up to the Hershey's? Can you? Oh, it's in my fingernail. Look what I have. Literally. Okay. You guys look like I have poop under my fingernails. Look at this. It looks like poo-poo. It's not poo-poo. It's Hershey's. I'll wash it better in a second because I know this video has gone so long. I'm wondering if I should like try to lift that cross. Nope. I'll just try to dust some of the chocolate out of the cross. Okay. So like I told you, it's rustic. Rustic. I will probably take a paper towel and just go around and get all these shavings off the side here. But that is it, you guys. That is my Swiss Hershey's chocolate cake. If you try, it does have to be refrigerated, okay? So it cannot be out of the refrigerator. You know, if it's out of the refrigerator, it needs to be eaten. I will take it to church and sit it in the fellowship hall for, hour and a half. But usually there's never any left. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm sorry this video was so long, but I mean, it's a little bit of a harder cake, so I wasn't really sure how to do it and not show you the steps. Remember, Jesus loves you. And until next time, Mama and on occasion Gideon out. See ya.